Hi everyone, welcome to our live Fireside Chat with Vineyard and of course with us at International Needs Australia. We've got a few people on the live stream today. We've got Sherwin, Nad and Pearly from Vineyard in the Philippines, and also David, who is our CEO. So maybe to start, let's just go around the room. We'll probably start with Sherwin first. Please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi everyone, good day. My name is Sherwin Mariana. I'm one of the fruits of the International Needs Child Assistance Program, or ChildLink, and I'm now the CEO and one of the founder of Vineyard of His Grace Ministries Incorporated here in the Philippines. And we are humbled and honored to be a part of International Needs. And for the past years and counting, we have been partnered, and we're thrilled to share with you our update and progress of our programs and projects for the past years.
Thanks, Sherwin. Nad.
Hello, Philippines, and hello, world. I'm Nad, and I work as Project and Compliance Officer of Vineyard Philippines. So I'm also happy and glad to be here today.
Cool. And Pearly, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Pearly. I'm the Senior Community Development Officer. Been working with Vineyard for 12 years. I look after ChildLink program and community volunteers.
And I don't have to ask this, but for anyone that doesn't know, what's your favorite color?
Yes.
What's your favorite?
You can ask all of them. I just only have one color.
Yeah, you've got to see her office. It's like her desk is just purple. She's got purple everything. I love it. And then David.
Hi everyone, David Ensor, CEO of International Needs Australia, and thanks so much for joining us again to listen to the great work that Sherwin and his team do in some of the poorest parts of the Philippines, making an enormous difference to children through the education programs, through to micro loans programs, helping people to get hands up and not hands out and get on their own feet, earn an income with all of that means to their health, education, and general well-being. So thanks to the team from Philippines for joining us, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's great. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the chat. We've got 20 people, which is quite a lot of people actually. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would just be us, but that's always good to hear. Maybe we can start with Sherwin. I'd love for you maybe to give us a bit of an introduction on Vineyard, what you guys do, and yeah, please tell the rest of the audience some of that.
Sure, Ryan. Right, so Vineyard of His Grace Ministries is a non-profit, non-stock Christian development and aid organization based here in the Philippines that focuses on children. Its mission is to strengthen the most vulnerable families and communities through shared faith, while also encouraging community partnership to care, protect, and to develop children. We have a vision of community of people restored to God, working together to improve the quality of life for underprivileged children, their families, and communities. So we have been operating since March 2011, helping around from 630 children in 13 project locations to now 350 children in 5 locations who are below poverty line in partnership with International Needs Australia's program called ChildLink. Now in 2018, Vineyard switched from dole out to working on community development. The goal of community development is to give families and communities the tools they need to meet the basic needs of their members. So ChildLink from grade 1 to grade 12 project is currently being implemented for children from low income families in 5 areas, which we have in National Capital Region, Marikina City, in Region 3, Bulacan, in Region 4A, Binyan and Santa Rosa, Laguna, and Region 8 in Carigara, Leyte. So in 2022, we started Project Heal, And we are partnered with Department of Foreign Trades of Australian government and Career Community Development Project designed to improve the well-being of target children, families, communities that focuses in three pillars. Later it could be I'll discuss that the three pillars, but here are the three pillars: human development through children empowerment, child link; emergency responses through education in emergencies or EIE; and the livelihood community development, which is the COMSCA, Community Managed Savings and Credit Association, and the CVA, Citizens Voice and Action.
Thanks so much for sharing, Sherwin. You guys have been around for a while. Maybe Nad, could you maybe tell me a bit more about that? Maybe some of the history, and I guess why do you guys focus on those kind of three core sort of pillars?
Yeah. Okay, so we focus on those three pillars. Firstly, with the human development through children empowerment, because we believe that education in the Philippines, or children in the Philippines, needs quality education. So we are helping children to go to school by giving them the necessary things like school supplies, uniforms, and financial support. And then second is the education or emergency responses through education and emergencies, because the Philippines is located or prone to disasters and calamities. In fact, we are experiencing more than 20 typhoons per year. And those typhoons are not simple. So they are super typhoons. And we are training some students, teachers, and LGU or officials to get prepared for disasters and emergency situations like typhoons, earthquakes, and fire. And also, thirdly, is the livelihood program and the CVA. So we have what we call COMSCA. This COMSCA is COMSCA stands for Community Managed Savings and Credit Association, and that's the main reason why we are here today. So COMSCA. When we say COMSCA, it is a community-based organization that mobilizes and manages its own savings. It offers members loans, provides limited form of financial insurance. The objective is to establish institutional and financial autonomy. So basically, the people in the community manages the COMSCA or the savings scheme, and then they take out loans and start up a business. Its primary objective is to offer basic savings and loan services to communities without access to formal financial services like banks and credit cards. So it provides families with access to funds for emergency needs through social fund, thereby promoting care with the community. So therefore, once COMSCA groups have been established, families will have strong community support. So Vineyard of His Grace Ministries Incorporated targeted communities in high poverty areas with incomes ranging from 3,000 to 10,000 pesos monthly. And most families do not have a regular source of income and are considered poorest of the poor. Another factor contributing to poverty is the large number of family members. So that's where COMSCA started. And the basic reason or the main reason why we have COMSCA now is that we are implementing this COMSCA to different communities to support them and to have a sustainable development. So back to you, Ryan.
Ryan, you're on mute.
It's all good. I was just about to say that I had some of the photos you sent through. I was going to show them to the audience, but Pearlie, could you maybe tell me a bit about what the COMSCA program is like? I mean, what you're seeing. I know you've got great interest in the community, but yeah, could you maybe tell me more about your thoughts?
Well, the COMSCA is the one who's helping to our parents from the community, from their financial status and financial stability. since Comsca is also the one who can get a loan throughout their savings, and then their loan that they could use to their livelihood, as you can see those photos, so they can lend the money to start a business like this, so they can get the capital from the Comsca. So it's so, because it's so easy to lend money from Comsca, unlike to other cooperatives or to the bank, because they don't have any access for that.
Very interesting. I was going to ask Nad, why can't these guys go to banks? I mean, in Australia, I mean, you want a bank account, you just go to the bank, you open it up. But
Yes.
why not in the communities you work in? What are some of those barriers?
So as you can see, the people in the community don't have the primary documents to open up a bank,
Yeah.
and secondarily, to open up a bank, you need to have a certain amount, like a maintenance or maintaining balance to have that, to open an account, minimum of 3,000 pesos. So there are also banks that require lesser than that, but generally speaking, 3,000 pesos is the minimum maintaining balance, and people couldn't afford it.
It's crazy. And then how big is the program now? I mean, you guys said you've been running it for a few years. What?
Comsca is running for more than 7 years now, and at first, when we introduced Comsca to community, they didn't believe at first. So they might have a wrong connotation that since we are talking about money, they have the wrong connotation or different connotation about it. They would think Comsca as a scam, but little by little, there are a lot of people who are believing about the objective and how Comsca works in communities. So currently we have 2,195 members, active members of Comsca.
Oh,
Do you have any stories that you could tell about how it's changed people's lives? Just some cases that come to mind. I've heard about a few of them, but just to share with everyone some of those stories of where this has changed lives.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
hundreds or thousands of stories when we started the Comsca. Like what Nad says, at first they don't believe it because it's about saving their own money. Because like here in a country like Philippines, a developing country, they are like waiting for to receive a capital for them to start up. But this time around, they have to save on their own. So when people started to believe, they have experienced the discipline, the value. They value their own money and they protect their own money because this money is come from them, not to other people. So aside from that, their dignity also uplifted. So one of the a classic example that I've seen is 65 years old, a senior citizen who joined our Comsca like 4 years ago in one of the groups in Binyan. She said her savings is come from a part of it comes from her um, children, or the other part comes from her what do you call this? The monthly
Juice.
benefits, the bundled benefits. So when he had that, a savings and a loan, so he paid for his house and lot, and now he has the title of his house and lot. So it's a classic example that this group that we created hasn't had any boundaries in terms of age. So when you're 10 years old, you're 20, 30, or 60, 70 years old, you can join and save, and yeah, you can learn a lot from them. And another classic story in another same place, actually we will have her later. She sent her husband in school for a pre-law, and he finishes. Afterwards he enrolled as well in a theology class, and they finish it. and they put up a business, a water station, and LPG refilling station as well. So those are just few stories that really change the life, really change their perspective, and their little by little we what do you call this? Break the cycle of poverty in terms of financial status, in terms of how they really faced life, and they are now sustainable unlike before.
Thanks so much for sharing, Sharon. It's really great. We've also got some Comsca leaders now who are going to join us, so I can get them in the video call, and maybe Nad or Sharon, you can maybe introduce.
Okay. So we'll start with Michael. Michael is a Comsca leader, and he's also been a volunteer of Vineyard since the beginning in Binyan, Laguna. So, Michael, you're on mute, so please unmute first so you can speak.
Yes. Hello po, I'm Michael Valderrama, Comsca leader sa Philippines. Nagsimula ako dito is since 2016 nang ma-discover namin to. Dati kasi medyo hirap talaga kami sa buhay. That time na hindi namin alam kung anong gagawin namin, kung ano yung saan kami kukuha ng source of income. So buti na lang that time dumating bigla ito si Comsca na naipaliwanag ng maayos sa amin kung paano makapag-savings at kung paano makakuha ng puhunan sa Comsca. So nag-join ako 2016. So yung na-loan ko at the same time, siguro mga 3 months or 4 months nakapag-loan ako kay Comsca na I think mga nasa 10,000 yun. So ginawa ko siya ng tinda-tindahan muna, sari-sari store. Tapos medyo lumalago kasi kahit pa paano napapaikot. Saka sobrang tipid talaga namin yun kasi kumbaga talagang yung kinakain namin before yung mga maliliit lang na tawag dito na mumurahin lang talaga. I think tig-piso yung mga fishball na tig-piso, yun lang yung inuulam namin. Tapos mga gulay na kangkong. So nakakabili kasi ng kangkong isang tali 5 pesos. So sa umaga kangkong, sa hapon kangkong. So ganun yung nangyayari. Tapos yun nga po, dumating nga si Comsca. So nakapag-loan ako, paunti-unti po nagtindahan kami. So yun, medyo inayos kasi na-training kami ni Comsca kung paano mag-handle ng pera. So yun, naayos naman, paunti-unti. Tapos yung nakita ko na medyo na-develop na yung aking tindahan, naglakas loob ako na kumuha ng, may nag-offer po sa akin ng bayad center. So kay bayad center kasi medyo malaki yung puhunan. Tapos nilakasan ko po yung loob ko, another loan kay Comsca. So yung nakapag-loan po ako nung I think mga nasa 30,000. So yun po yung simula ko kay bayad center para medyo makaangat-angat kami sa buhay. Medyo na pag-iihan ko naman po yung pag-handle. So unti-unti po parang every 3 months nakakapagdagdag po ako ng isang isang payment center again.
All right.
Para mas dumami yung income.
Okay. Just wait for a minute. So it's kind of long. We'll translate it in English. For our supporters and people who are watching at the other side of the planet, okay. So Michael is a leader of Vineyard currently. However, he started as a member, and in 2016 he joined. He learned about Comsca, and at first it was really hard to believe the benefits of Comsca. And then he started to join in 2016. And take out loans to start up a variety store in the Philippines. We call it Sari-Sari Store. And then he started a small store in the neighborhood. And then later on, after the share out, he took loan again, and someone offered him a payment center, because in the Philippines, like what I said, we don't have formal financial institutions. I mean, in their community, or not all communities have that formal financial institutions or banks. So payment centers are actually common. If you need to pay for utility bills, buy loads and data, so they can actually go to that payment center, and payment center will do bills payment for them. So he started up with one payment center in his community, and then eventually it grew. Now he already had 5 payment centers. Okay, Michael, please continue.
Yes nga po, sa paunti-unti po, yun nga po, nakapag-provide na po ako ng 5 payment center. So, na malaki na po ang income. So, at the same time po, hindi lang po payment center, nagkaroon po ako ng iba-iba pang business, tulad po ng sa direct selling, mas marami pa po, meron pa pong coffee. So, marami pa po akong naidagdag na business ng dahil po kay Comska. At saka po, dati po kung kami ay naulam ng fishball na tig-pipiso, ngayon po, hindi na po yun ang inuulam namin. Ano na po, big fish na po siya. So malalaking isda na po ang inuulam namin. Inihaw na po at saka yung mga malalaking bangus, so tilapia. So malalaki na po at hindi na rin po adobong kangkong lang. So minsan na lang po kami magkangkong kasi adobong baboy na po ang inuulam namin sa ngayon, tsaka manok.
Thank you. All right. So he's saying that before he buys food for his family, the cheap fish balls, it's worth 1 peso each, and then he serves that as a meal for his children. But now when the Comska, or when his businesses grew, he doesn't buy fish balls anymore, but real fish, and also they have better food, or he's serving better food for his family now. All right, so that's Michael.
Cool. Thanks so much for sharing, Michael. We should get the next Comska leader maybe to come on.
Let's call Arlene.
Cool.
Yeah, Arlene is also leader of Comska in Langkiwa, Binyan, Laguna.
Yes po, magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Yeah, Ate Arlene, let's do a shorter muna, siguro 1 to 2 sentences muna, and then I'll translate, okay?
Okay po, sir. Before po dumating si Comska sa buhay namin, nakakatawa man pong isipin, pero ang totoo niyan, nahihiya po ako mag-pray kay Lord.
Okay, so at first, or in the beginning, before they knew Comska, she is actually shy to pray to God about ano po? About?
Sa mga problema po.
He's shy to pray to God about the problems that she's encountering.
Ngayon po, kasi ang buhay po namin noon, hindi pa naman po ganito kaganda eh. Naranasan po namin na matuluan ng tulo sa bubong kasi bubong po namin butas-butas.
So she experienced difficulties in life, like when the rain comes, their roof is dripping because there are a lot of holes in it.
Tapos, hindi rin po ako noon marunong mag-budget ng pera namin, yung mga pambiling ulam, ng pambili ng bigas. As in, wala po, one day millionaire po ako noon.
Yeah, so she earns, and if she earns, she spends everything. She doesn't know how to put or how to spend the money wisely.
Iniisip ko nga noon eh, paano makaka-survive kami kinabukasan kasi wala na, hindi ako marunong mag-budget eh. So, ang iniisip ko na lang noon, makakain kami ganitong oras, pananghalian, hapunan. Okay na po, kinabukasan, hindi ko na po iniisip yun.
All right, so she's thinking of like how to survive, because the primary reason why she's living is that to have meals during lunch and dinner.
Pero nung dumating po si Komska sa buhay namin, sabi ko, wow, makakayanan ko kaya mag-manage nito. Hindi naman ako marunong mag-budget. Hindi ako marunong mag-manage kung paano i-manage yung mga tauhan, mga membro.
So when Komska came, she thought of how could I manage everything? How could I manage Komska? How can I manage the members of Komska who will be part of my team and all that?
Pero doon ko po napatunayan nung dumating sa point na si Lord nakilala namin.
So
Yeah.
So she also came to the point that meeting Komska, and then she also met God.
Doon kami natutong mag-pray, natutong humingi sa Lord at maghintay kung ito ba ay God willing na para sa amin. Tapos doon po ako natutong mag-budget.
So she prayed, and if this is the will of the Lord, then let His will be done in his life. And then little by little, he started to learn how to budget the finances in the family.
Habang tumatakbo po si Komska, doon ko po natututunan, ganito lang pala magpalakad ng Komska, mag-handle ng grupo, hanggang sa nadagdagan yung grupo kong hawak at dumating si share out.
Mm-hmm. What did you do during the first share out?
Ang ginawa ko po nun, sir, kasi ang damitan po namin ay na po, yung luma na. Kasi Dorabox po na yung plastic. Kaya bumili po ako ng cabinet na medyo malaki-laki. Ito po yun, sir. Worth of 7,000.
Okay. So in her first share out, the money that she got was, she bought a big cabinet for the family because her old cabinet was made of plastic and it's so old and it's torn out. It's worn out.
Yan. Habang tumatakbo si Komska, nagsabi si Mr. na gusto niyang mag-aral.
Mm-hmm.
Gusto niya ng law.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, sige, kung kaya mo, susuportahan kita. Hanggang sa, yun, habang nag-aaral siya, ako, naiwan sa bahay, tuwing Sabado, may Komska meeting po noon habang lumalakad din po si business. Kasi dati po dati na rin po kaming may LPG gas pero hindi po ganun kalakas.
Mm-hmm. All right. So she was able to send her husband to law school, and while her husband is away, she's also doing the Komska leading. So they meet at their house, and she also manages an LPG refilling station.
Pagka kulang po sa tauhan, isa rin po ako sa mga nagdi-deliver ng gas.
She also delivers gas to the neighborhood if the delivery guy or delivery man is insufficient.
Hanggang sa dumating yung point na lumago yung negosyo, nakapagdagdag ng mga tao.
So how many people do you manage now?
7, sir.
Right. So he has 7 people who works for them because the business grew. They already have water refilling station. They have LPG or liquefied petroleum gas refilling station. And ano pa yung ibang business mo, te?
Ay, yun lang po, yung LPG tsaka water station po.
Right. Good.
Tapos yun nga po, sir, unti-unti po kaming nakapagpataas ng bahay, nakapagpintura. Yung dating tulo-tulo na bubong, wala na po ngayon, nakakatulong tulog na kaming mahimbing kasi wala kaming aasahang tulo ng ulan pag dumating po yung ulan.
She was also they also renovated the house because of Komska. So their house is now how many floors? How many story?
Second floor, sir.
Okay, they have 2-story house, newly painted, and the roof is already fixed, so they can sleep well and they have peace of mind.
Nagdagdag na rin po kami ng sir, nagkaroon kami ng LPG bodega. Tsaka church na ginagamit po namin pagka magsisimba tuwing linggo po.
Right. So they also have a bigger space for LPG storage, and they also built a space that serves as their church. So they go to that place to meet every Sunday.
Ayun. Nang dahil po kay Komska at tiwala kay Lord, syempre, unti-unti pong lumago yung aming negosyo, gumanda ang bahay, at marami po kaming natutulungan tulad sa pamilya po namin kasi kabilaan din po yung aming pamilya na tinutulungan. Kaya thank you kay Komska kasi natuto kaming mag-budget, natuto kaming tumulong sa kapwa ng walang kapalit. Tsaka, sige sir.
Sorry. So the greater reward of doing this is that they can help other peoples in their endeavors. So it's not only about her family, but also helping other people in the community. So thank you so much, Ate Arlene, for that testimony. We hope that your business will still grow and you will help a lot of people. Now
we the glory po.
Glory to God. Now let's call Stefania. Thank you, Ate Arlene. Right, Stefania Bianan is also a leader in Balubad, Marikina.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat na nanonood sa amin ngayon. Ako po ang masishare ko po since nawala pa po si Coms sa aming buhay. Siguro mahaba po ang istorya ko pero po hindi ko na masyadong i-slide ko na lang po. Nung wala pa po si Komska sa buhay ko, ang talagang hawak ko nun is paluwagan. So si paluwagan po, nakatulong din po, malaki din po ang nagtulong sa akin yan dahil nung nag-aaral pa yung mga anak ko, ganito, ganyan. Pero po, on that time, ang paluwagan po kasi kung nauna kang sumahod, puro ka na lang po ulo. Ganun po yun. After na matapos pang paluwagan, wala ka pong naiipon. Ganun po ako noon. Then, 20s.
Okay, sorry. I'll translate first. So at first, before Komska, she was able to join another savings scheme. It's called Paluwagan. So Paluwagan is a Filipino way of saving, but they collect the money. Okay, for example, this week they will collect the pool of money. So one person will get the pool of money. So if they collected $100, then one person will only get $100 for that day. Next week, that person will share. Everyone will share, and then the pool of money, for example, $100 will go to another person. So it's a different kind of saving scheme. Okay, go ahead.
Yes po. Ganon po ang buhay ko noon. Umiikot lang po ako sa ganon. Then, nung time na yun na naipakilala po na sa amin si Komska, 2017, I think. Ganon po.
All right. So she got to know Komska in 2017, and that's how her life started to change. Keep going.
Then, noon po na nakilala namin yan, matagal ko pa nga po yan bago umuo kay Ma'am Pearl. Kasi nga sabi kong ganon, wala naman po akong naaalok sa mga kapitbahay ko, ka-member ko, kasi puro nagda-doubt po sila na baka nga po scam, ganito, ganyan. Pero po ako, pinus ko po sa sarili ko na kahit ilan lang po kami, sisimulan ko.
How many people did you start as a group?
16. Pero po natapos kami na mag-share out is 14 na lang po.
Okay. So at first, she didn't believe the objective of Komska. She is doubtful because she thought that Komska is a scam, and well, little by little, he talked to Pearly, and then they started the group with a group of 16, and then after one cycle, the 16 members has become 40.
Yes po. Ganun po yun. Pero po kahit po bumawas kami on the first cycle, sinikap ko rin pa rin po na ituloy ko in another year. Then, thanks God, another year na sinikil ko uli po, dumami na po kami.
How much did you get from the first Komska share?
Ako noon medyo mababa lang kasi ang per share out namin noon is 50 pesos lang. So
50 pesos.
siguro nakatanggap lang ako ng 10,000, ganun po.
All right. So she started sharing out or sharing or saving $1 or 50 pesos a week. And then after a year, she has accumulated amount of more than 10,000 pesos. And how did you spend it?
Ginamit ko po yun nung pag-graduate po yung anak ko in college.
Who, Kevin? Siya po?
Opo.
Okay. So that 10,000 pesos was spent by sending Kevin, his son, to college.
Yes. Then after noon po, na pinagpatuloy na namin in another year na marami na pong taon na dumaan na aming mga nagawa sa Komska. So sabi ko noon, kung noon nakakapag pundar ako ng halimbawa is bike ng may mga hawak pa ako noon na yun nga po sa paluwagan. Ngayon po na naging Komska na po ako na nagsisave, mas marami po akong napundar.
Ano po yung mga napundar nyo? What were you able to purchase?
Unang-una po, nagkaroon na po ng motor yung asawa ko. Nung una po, sa anak ko din po, nabigyan ko rin po sila ng extra para pandagdag sa pambili rin po nila ng kanilang motor.
Okay. So she was able to buy or to purchase a motorcycle for her husband. Ano pong trabaho ni father?
Construction worker po.
So again, he was able to purchase a motorcycle for her husband, who works as a construction worker, and part of it he was able to share. She was able to share it with other children who also bought a motorcycle for the family.
Then marami na rin po akong nasishare ng mga tulong ko dahil po both side po din ng family ko is kami po ang hingahan po kung ano ang kanilang mga problems about sa financial. Marami na po akong natutulungan. Unlike nung nakaraan na wala pa si Komska.
Yeah, after Komska or after meeting Komska, she was able to help both sides of the family in terms of finances. Okay.
Then marami na rin po akong natutulungan din sa neighbor namin. Every share out namin, gumagawa kami ng fund para po sa mga pwede namin mabigyan tulad po ng mga senior citizens, sa mga nasusunugan. Kumukuha po kami sa fund ng Komska para po makatulong kami.
Yeah. So they take out part of the social fund to help the senior citizen and other victims of fire. For example, a few years ago, she was the leader of Komska who decided to help the victims of fire in the area. So, Ms. Joy, what are your plans in the future about your group, your Komska group?
Siguro mas palawakin ko pa ng sobra kasi dito po sa aking lugar marami na po kaming grupo talaga na na-spend ko na po na nabigyan ko na po sila ng mga kanya-kanyang grupo para po lahat po sila matuto na rin na tulad ng ginagawa ko.
Okay, so meaning Stefania is now helping the community in Balubad to form groups of Komska so that they can also have this financial independence, financial independence, and not just rely on the government benefit and all that. So, thank you so much, Ms. Joy, for your help and your dedication in training other members of Komska to do their best. So I think let's now proceed to question and answer. We could, let's bring back to Ryan.
Yes, thanks so much, everyone, for sharing those stories. It's the first time we've done anything like it, and it's so great that we've got, I think, 60 people joining us now. So I'll bring everyone kind of back in, and we can, I'm sure, David and maybe Sherwin might have some questions they want to ask. I certainly do. And everyone watching at home, please ask away in the comments. So I suppose, I can start with a question. I forgot everyone back. Oh, Michael. How are your lives different after being part of the Comska programs, and what's next now that you have the ability to save the money, save your income as a community?
Right. So, I'll translate it into Tagalog. So, paano daw nabago yung buhay nyo nung pagsali nyo sa Comska? At pagkatapos nung nabago na yung buhay nyo, ano naman daw yung mga plano nyo sa susunod at sa hinaharap? Can Epifania, Arlene, or Michael, you can answer if you'd like. Michael, you're on mute. Sorry.
Ay, sir, sorry, pakiulit nga, sorry.
So, Michael, paano daw nabago yung buhay nyo nung sumali kayo dito sa savings group? And ano pa yung mga plano mo sa future or sa hinaharap?
Sobrang laki po ng pinagbago ng buhay namin. So, kumbaga nga po, sabi ko sa inyo dati, umuulam lang kami ng mga fishballs. So ngayon nga po, nakakain na po namin yung masasarap na pagkain. At the same time po, yung mga anak ko, nabibilhan ko ng mga lahat ng pangangailangan nila.
Alright, Michael.
Even po yung mga gadget, bigyan ko sila. So lahat ng mga bayarin sa school, di ba po, dati parang hindi kami makapagbayad. Sa ngayon po, on the spot, bayad po talaga siya. At the same time po, nakakatulong po tayo sa mga tao. Kumbaga, kung dati po kami ang nangungutang, so ngayon lagi pong maraming lumalapit sa akin para manghiram sila ng pera. So, pinaihiram po natin kasi kumbaga naranasan po natin kung halos paano magmakaawa sa mga tao para makahiram lang ng pera. So ngayon po, maluwag po natin silang pinahihiram. Okay. So yun po yung mga pagbabago sa buhay natin na kumbaga improve din talaga na sobrang biyaya ni Lord na dumating si Komska sa buhay natin. Kasi naging way si Komska kung paano kami or paano nabago yung buhay ko. Hindi lang ako kundi yung pamilya ko, at the same time po hindi lang sila kundi yung mga tao din po na nasa baba at natulungan namin na sumali dito sa Komska. Nabago rin po talaga.
Okay. So Michael is saying that his life has changed tremendously. It's like upside down. Before they can eat, the street food like fishbowl, they provide for his family. But now they can eat whatever they wanted because they have savings and they have businesses, and also they can pay his children's school fees and other requirements in school. They can help other people. Unlike before, they are asking for help. They're begging other people to lend them a spare money, and then now people flocks to them to lend money, and it's like he's seeing himself for these people but now he's planning to spread the thing that he had learned from Komska. He wanted to see other people like him before for free of debts, and they also they can manage their life and family in terms of their finances. Thank you, Michael. What else? What about you, Ate Arlene?
Yes po. Sa akin po, malaking naitulong sa akin ng Komska kasi ah, hindi ko na po naranasan yung matuluan ng ulan. Tsaka maganda na po yung bahay namin. Tsaka marami po kaming natutulungan nung dumating si Komska kasi noon hirap din po kami, isa rin kami sa tinutulungan.
Mhm.
Tapos ang gusto ko pa pong ma-improve in God's will po ay magkaroon po ng service na taga-deliver yung aming tubigan, makapagdagdag ng service. Tapos madagdagan din po ng another sasakyan para po doon sa LPG gas namin kasi gawa po ng LPG low ngayon, kailangan po kasi 4 wheels na po. Hindi bawal darating po ang panahon na ipagbabawal po yung tricycle. Kaya in God's willing po, magkaroon po kami ng 4 wheels.
Right. Thank you, Arlene, for that. She said again, her life has changed. Before they're sleeping with holes in their roof, but now they have like 2 or 3 houses that they purchased, and they are enjoying it because of what they have experienced from discipline and saving money through Comska. And they really wanted to help other people as well. And her plan is to buy another service for her delivery in her water refilling station and another car or 4-wheel for LPG delivery. Thank you. Yep. That's good.
Thanks. Sherwin, I had a question. Where do you want to take Comska next as an organization? Now that the success of the program is so high, are you looking to grow it? Is there something? Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, actually, I'm so amazed because I'm always telling to the people, we'd love to help people who'd love to help themselves because it's a partnership. It's like between international needs and Vineyard. Like we grow in experience, we grow in years, but now seeing the community development program that we have here in the Philippines, um, international needs in our donor is a big part of that because you never know how your help goes. It really makes a big difference. Not just one child, but the whole family and the whole community. It's a domino effect when you help someone, and if we manage accordingly and look after their welfare, it's there's a good result. Where can we bring this Komska? So we are telling them vineyard is not forever in each community. If we will develop one community, we'll go to another community that we have. There's no development like Komska, like our CVI, like our child link. So one family, one community at a time.
So I think I'd like to come in there with a very quick question, Sherwin and Nad and
Yeah.
others, is the issue of scalability. So what you're doing is changing so many lives, but at the end of the day, there are lots of people in need. And how do you find a way to expand the program and increase? Because what you're doing is giving a hand up, not a handout.
Mhm,
You're helping people to get on their own feet
mhm.
and find their way. How do you expand that? And how can we
Uh,
help you expand that?
sure. Actually, we expand our programs through partnering with other sectors like schools, local government units, and individual. It's not easy for us to be able to penetrate with those kind of partnership. We have to establish our integrity first. And for them to see that, we have to stick on that community for a while. And afterward, we can expand to other communities like what I've said before. And actually, there are so much things to do. Um, we always said that the harvest are plenty, but the workers are few. You know, if we can ask some of our donors to come and visit to see what's going on here in the Philippines, they can see how can they also help, not just in child link, not just in our education in emergency and our CVA and livelihood program, but there are tons of things to do.
Right.
Now, do you have
And
something to say?
yeah, for Comsca alone, we are encouraging all the members to start up businesses, to open up like livelihood and help other livelihood to for them to be able to be sustainable. And then through our linkages, we like what Sherwin said. We link Comsca to other groups. For example, other projects, sustainable projects that we have like Bicicleta. In Marikina, they were able to purchase 4 bicycles to be used for as a mobile library, and then through that, other projects are growing. I mean, there are other people who have seen that how Comsca works in that community. So they're also trying to help out, looking for volunteers who could do so that this project will expand. So meaning what we do is to initiate projects, and then people sees how these projects can help them. So they are now having an initiative to help out, to volunteer, and to look for ways on how to grow these projects like Comsca and other projects as well.
Oh, David, you're on
I
mute.
guess the other question that I wanted to ask about that scaling up and impacting on more people is how we could use technology to help. And I saw that recently when I was visiting the programs with Chanka in Nepal and Charles and Ivan down in Uganda and Justice and Javier, is that at the end of the day, the participants are open to use technology to learn new skills, whether that's through videos or digital delivery on YouTube, or is there a way that we could use technology to increase the impact?
Yes, David, we're now.
We haven't rehearsed these questions, everyone. So
no, we don't.
Sherwin and Ned are probably going to think about this one.
Actually, David, we're on social media. We started to promote what we're doing, not to brag, but to spread the good news, to encourage people that, in a simple ways, we can make a difference, like what we're doing. So that's why people flocks to our organization, sending tons of messages that please help us, please do this project as well in our school, in our community. But we said, we cannot embrace everyone. We cannot go to your places because our trainings are left and right. You couldn't believe that my staff has stretched their ability to do trainings in the communities, trainings of savings, trainings about leadership to our partner teachers and other local government officers as well. And it's a non-stop actually, but it really excites us. It gives us joy every time that we see people, there's a life change. And we are bringing this into a platform like, in a different social media, like we have Facebook, IG, we have TikTok, and also YouTube as well, to promote what Vineyard and International Needs and DFAT are doing. And other places are remote areas that we are helping. isn't that ready for technology because of the limited access of internet. But in a urban setting, they are equipped with that. So, but in our Comska group, most of them doesn't have the gadgets to use in terms of technology wise, but they prioritize their children to use the gadgets using for their education.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
thank you.
I'm sorry. Another way of scaling up Comska, is to introduce an app. Yeah, we've been talking about this. We've met the app called Mikash Books already, and we are studying and looking forward to have this system of Comska to be delivered in using a technology or an application so that it would be more accessible to the members. Yeah.
I've got a question. There are I've been seeing a few apps out there that use cryptocurrency as a way of kind of doing this. Could you maybe have you guys spoken, I guess, about this? Obviously, you know, if you don't have a bank account, I know there are stories of people using cryptocurrency as a way of kind of doing that.
Yeah, it's some kind of how we started Comska. So little by little, we can introduce to them and really educate them on how to use this app because we have in our end first, we should embrace it. We should learn and we have to be an expert how to use this kind of app to master it so that we can relay to our people. It's not easy to start, but we are trying to start the application like the Mikash box. They can help with their groups, and it's easier. But you know, little by little, actually, there is an upcoming Comska Summit this June 24 and 25, and we will introduce that to our group. So we can you know, push it like what we wanted them to do, but we will introduce it and educate them how to use it.
And anybody interested in visiting the Philippines and going on into the communities, onto the ground to see the great work that Vineyard does, just contact us. And we do run groups to the Philippines. Trinity Grammar is due to go in September. We had Reef Hazelwood there a short while ago.
Yeah.
And I know Sherwin and his team are always very open and willing to share the work they do. So just let us know if you're interested in visiting.
Right.
It's not too expensive a trip of all the countries we work in.
I suppose that wraps everything up. I've got everyone on the screen. Thanks everyone for joining us. This was the first time we did one of these live streams with you guys in the Philippines, and it hopefully won't be the last. Hopefully we haven't scared you guys off. But thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
If you have any questions at all, message us on Facebook, visit our websites, and we hope to see you guys again soon.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Sherwin, Nad, and everyone else.
Yep. Thank
and
you.
everybody watching. Cheers.